Well, welcome everyone. We just finished our 2022 Provincial Chapter, and I'm sitting here with Father Tim Uniac, our Provincial Superior. Welcome, Father Tim.
Thank you.
Want to tell us a little bit about what is a Provincial Chapter?
A provincial chapter is a gathering of all the members of the Congregation of the Resurrection, in our case, those who are of Ontario, and we gather to assess our life and ministry together, do a little future visioning in terms of where we wish to go in the future, and to offer affirmation and support to one another as we move forward as a community.
So what are some of the concrete things that happen over the course of the chapter, and how long is it?
Well, our chapter this year was 4 days long, although it was preceded with a 4-day retreat that we gathered together as a community to pray and prepare ourselves spiritually for the chapter. And at the chapter itself, we heard reports from various committees that function in our congregation, things such as the Formation Committee, the Finance Committee, those sorts of committees who make reports as to what they did since the last time we had a provincial chapter together. And then we talk about those reports and see whether there's anything we need to change or reshape or revision moving forward. We also did a lot of faith sharing actually during the chapter as well, some spiritual conversations that we had each day to really focus on things such as the Paschal Mystery or common life and where we're moving in the future, as I said.
Do you want to share with us some just your own personal impressions of your experience of the chapter, and maybe some of this, you mentioned spiritual conversations?
Yes. We would gather in small groups, break apart for the large group, go into small groups and have spiritual conversations where we shared our experiences of what's happened so far in the chapter, and we do that within a prayerful context to see where the risen Lord, is inviting us to go, and we try to identify elements of hope and things that are of common voice amongst ourselves, and use that as a tool to then address some of the more formal things at the chapter, such as reports and so forth, and ultimately leading us to establish a directional statement that flows out of the chapter, indicating what direction we want to take moving forward till the next chapter.
And so we're currently almost at the end of the chapter. There's one more thing coming up. Can you tell us about what that is?
Yeah, we're going to have a closing Mass, and at that Mass, our Superior General from Rome, who is here with us, will preside and preach. And then we will formally present our directional statement for the next 3 years, and all the members will be invited to take ownership for it by signing their name to the document to show their ritual support of what the document says that we're going to do going forward.
All right. Well, thanks, Father Tim. Thank you for sharing about the provincial chapter and the things that you experience and how it goes. Help us give us a little bit of better understanding what the CRs were up to this past week.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. My pleasure.
I'm sitting here with Father Toby, who was on the chapter planning committee. The CRs have just finished our 2022 provincial chapter. You can tell us something about what's it like to be on the chapter planning committee. What do you guys do?
Well, we do a lot of the work behind the scenes. So people say it looked like it went off, real easy and everything came together smoothly. There's usually a lot of prep that went on. And so we make sure that we have the right retreat director for it, or retreat directors in this case. And that we have somebody facilitating the chapter that really has an idea of who we are as a community. And they have the facilitation skills to help us move through this time, discerning what the Holy Spirit is saying about our current, experience of community life and ministry, and where we're being led to.
And I think Father Tim had mentioned something about this directional statement. Were you involved with that somehow? And what was your impressions of it?
Really cool process of, asking the community, in the conversations that we've had, there's really 3 different conversations we'll have and different rounds within the conversations that talk about just not how, some of the things that we're discussing in community or that we've done in the last 3 years or that we're doing today is affecting us, or things that we really get excited about or that resonate with us. We listen to each other, and then in the second round, we say, you know what? I heard this in the group and it really kind of energized me or something, and it led to some new insight. And that's when it gets really exciting because we collect all of that information during those 3 different conversations and we move towards this final and condensed statement from chapter that really helps us understand where we're at with clarity, and then moving forward gives us some sort of direction.
Thanks for sharing the process. But when you first saw, like, what were your kind of initial impressions?
What was my reaction? I thought it was just accurate, and I was very happy that a lot of the things that were said in all of the different groups that we have, which is really a sign to me that the Holy Spirit is at work in the congregation. You know, when you have people come to you and they're like, this is what happened in our group. And I'm like, me too. You know, it was kind of cool to see that, and then to bring it together and to try and include all these different ideas, and then to bring it before the membership. You know, and the statement doesn't get approved until, you know, we run it by everybody, and it was unanimous this year. That nobody even wanted to make some changes to it, which is a credit to our facilitator, who was able to articulate very well the synthesis of all those ideas and reflections, but also a credit to us trusting in the process of allowing the Holy Spirit to inspire us in dialogue with one another to identify what's surfacing. Hi everyone, you're joining me and Father Tim, post-chapter, just talking about some of the things that maybe were a little bit odd or different or funny even. And I don't know, can you think of anything that happened that was kind of funny?
No.
That's not true. That's like what happens on the road stays on the road
It's
kind
all
of thing.
secret.
It's all secret. Yeah, right.